Hi, thanks very much for clicking on the video link for another Idle Chat in the series for the American Bar Association Section for Dispute Resolution. My name is Natalie, but more importantly, this is Janice Sperow, a friend and colleague in Southern California. How are you, Janice?
I am doing great. How are you, Natalie? And thank you
Oh,
for
I'm doing.
including me.
Oh, of course. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm so glad that you were willing to sign up for one of the more dangerous contact sports in the resolution industry. All right, Miss Janice. We'll start off with the heavy hitting questions right from the top. Um, Hot dogs, sandwich or not a sandwich?
Not a sandwich. Not a sandwich. I mean, it's got bread. So, yeah, I guess you could say it's in between two slices of bread, but, you know, not a sandwich. A sandwich is more of a cold slap together thing, although I could see how people could think so. Personally, not a fan, rather have a hamburger.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Um, if you could be world class at one thing, what would you choose to be champion of?
Mm. Other than my neutrality, right?
Clearly, clearly.
Clearly. Um, hmm. I love cooking. And so if I could be like a champion chef, I wouldn't mind that at all. And I'm sure people around me wouldn't mind either.
I would never complain if a Michelin starred chef wanted to come and visit me.
Exactly, right? So, yeah, no, that'd be awesome. I mean, I'm certainly not at that level, but I'm good for your average mom for sure.
Which is good enough 99.999% of the time, honestly.
Mm.
Good, good for you. Miss Janice, what is the best concert you've ever attended?
Oh, now you're taking me back. Oh gosh. I love music. I have attended so many awesome concerts. There have been some really fun, smaller concerts. I'm originally from San Francisco, and there used to be the Winter Garden. I don't know if people are familiar with that, but I saw everybody. I mean, literally everybody. Grace Jones is was amazing, crazy fun. I mean, this was in the disco. I'm showing my age now. This was in the disco era, and she just nailed just absolutely nailed it. It was so much fun. I love everything. I mean, I went to Peter Frampton. I went to Stevie Nicks. Well, Fleetwood Mac, but Stevie. It was the Beach Boys. I mean, it's very eclectic. I love everything. I mean, Patti LaBelle killed me. That voice. I mean, now you've got me talking, right? Because I picking one favorite, that's not possible. Pink, Pink was so puts on a great concert. Honestly, there are people who are in person who are so different and really great. If I were going to pick one personal favorite, because it was such a small venue before he became super famous, I would say Chris Isaac, because that voice is melodic. I mean,
It,
it's hypnotic. It's so beautiful. And
yes,
he's
it is,
actually a fun, nice person.
right? But his voice is otherworldly.
It's beautiful.
Mhm.
It's kind of a Roy Orbison Elvis combo. I don't know. The man just got a gorgeous voice. I mean, beautiful, beautiful. So I would have to say him because it was a small venue, and it was a beautiful voice. But I mean, in terms of big venues, nobody beats David Bowie. Nobody. Nobody did. Nobody.
Ugh,
Nobody.
Miss Janice.
I know.
So,
You hit the topic, man. I could
wait,
go on. I had a concert from Bette Midler. Oh my gosh. Even Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, so fantastic. I saw her when I was a tiny little girl. My mom took me to see her at the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco when I was like 6, and it was Easter. And so she sang A Tisket, a Tasket. That's one of her famous songs. And I brought her an Easter basket up to the stage. It was so cute. She loved it. She actually had me go backstage afterwards to meet her and thank me and get an autograph because she was carrying on at that age at that time, but that voice, amazing.
Let's move on to the next question. Miss Janice, is there something that you always pack that most other people traveling with you tend to forget? You're the reliable one.
Sunscreen, sunscreen, more sunscreen.
You're the sunscreen monitor.
I try not to go a day without it if I'm going outside at all, just because I've now learned, and I used to be the Bain de Soleil, Saint-Tropez girl with the oil and the this and that certainly didn't do my skin any good. Now that I know better, I'm always with the sunscreen. Yeah.
And in the 70s, well, good for you, because in the 70s, we did some serious damage with baby oil that we had put iodine in. Oh my gosh. Sunscreen. Amen, sister, to the sunscreen. Miss Janice, what show are you currently watching that you would recommend?
Ooh. Oh, there's so many good ones. First of all, I'm a big fan of the Brit box, just the British mysteries. I'm ridiculous. I love that whole Prime Suspect with Helen Mirren. It's old. It's not new. I adore it. I love the what is it called? Oh shoot. She's such a good actress. Diplomat. It's a show about a woman who's made an ambassador. She's supposed to be going to like Bosnia to help something serious, and then she ends up going to London and England to be the ambassador. Little did she know that it's because she's in line to be vice president. And of course, 90 million things all go wrong. But it's very intriguing. It's very good. It reminds me a lot of the Claire Danes show that was really, really good. I can't remember the name now, but
Homeland?
Yes, thank you. Gosh, that was so good. It's like you're on the edge of your seat of a second kind of a thing. Love it.
And those, especially if there's a little O. Henry twist in there somewhere.
I love that.
Yeah, the Tartan Noirs do a really good job at bringing the O. Henry spin when you least expect it. Miss Janice, is there a hobby that you've picked up during these last few years that you didn't have before?
A hobby? You presuppose that I have any time for anything other than my work? No, there's no hobby. I mean, I have 3 dogs in my household. So walking the dogs and corralling them it takes up any extra time. I am the one who cooks the meals, so that's the additional time. So if I have and I love Audible books because I read so much for my living. I've switched to the Audible books instead of I used to be a hardcore always nose in a book kind of gal, and now I go for the Audible. And so for me, if I have any downtime when I'm not working, which is rare, I will, walk dogs, cook something nice, listen to my Audible, or watch a fun movie, or go for a long walk with my husband.
Well, that sounds just nice, though. Really nice. That's a good life choice. I like it. Miss Janice, I'm sure that you have, over the decades of working in this industry, discovered that there are some misconceptions about the work that you do. What's one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about the work that you do?
I find it depends on the audience. So if you have a lay audience, I would say the biggest misconception is not knowing the difference between an arbitrator and a mediator. So if I say, if somebody asks me what I do and I say arbitrator, then they are assuming I'm negotiating a settlement. And I have to explain to them, no, it's more like private judging. It's a decision-making role. It's not a mediation facilitator role. Now, when I'm doing my mediation, they're right. All right, I am trying to forge a settlement, or at least a common ground as a springboard to get there. But that is often the misconception. I would say from the professional point of view, the misconception that I've seen in the industry rampant is that people split the baby, that all arbitrators split the baby. And I have to tell you, that is a load of bloop, bloop, because that is not true. I rule the way the evidence, the law, and the credibility falls. And so I will hold the claimant to proving their and satisfying their burden of proof. So if you are a respondent who feels like they can't prove it, then you want me. Conversely, if you're a claimant who can prove it, you will ring the bell if you really do live up to it. And so it is not, I am not, splitting the baby or, King Solomon and doing that. I'm calling them like I see them. If it's a strike, it's a strike. If it's a ball, it's a ball. And, if you're out, you're out. If it's a home run, it's a home run. So I think that is a really huge misconception, even among lawyers who pick arbitrators, that they think that they want to go to court instead of arbitration because they think they're going to get a split the baby situation. And that's just, at least for me, never been my experience. Never.
I think most arbitrators would agree with you that that is not how they rule in their hearings.
No, I rule on the law. I rule on the evidence. I rule on the merits.
Yeah.
You convince me with the proof, you've got it. You don't, you don't.
Right. Yeah. So that two really good points. And I like that you hit both the layperson and the sophisticated professional. Miss Janice, when it comes to water, do you prefer sparkling or still?
Still, but I'm an ice cold girl. I love ice in everything. I have friends who will do just like hot water or hot tea or hot water and lemon, just kind of a digestive. No, I have to have the ice. I love water, but it has to be the ice and not sparkling. Sorry.
That's okay. You can get all kinds of bougie with your water. It's your water. You're drinking it, girl.
I do too. I do love a hint flavored water. It's like, no calorie. It's literally just water, but there's like a little fruit essence in it. So it's just lovely.
Yes, I would absolutely agree that it is lovely. Is there in your house, I know that you have access to young people, and they frequently have a different set of idiomatic phrases or common vernacular that are not something that our generation would particularly use or even appreciate. What is one of the most used phrases that you would love to retire?
It's like, I don't know what it even is, but I know that if you say like, oh, he's a Mac on something, like he's uber about it, I don't even know. That is annoying. And there was hopefully it's already seemed to have passed, but there was a 6-7 thing going on where if you said something and it was a 6 and a 7 next to each other, the whole room broke out into massive laughter. And I have no idea what it is. And I've also said zesty. Zesty in Greek is hot, like literally hot. But apparently it's some new slang for gay. And I've never heard of that. And so I'll say, oh my gosh, it's zesty. And they'll be like, what are you talking about, girlfriend? And I'm like, I have no idea. And so all of this, it's like it's another language. I have 20-year-old twins. Yes, I am that old. And um and they're twins. So they already speak their own little language, right? I mean, they don't even have to open their mouth. They just look at each other and they break out laughing. And I'm like, or they'll both go like a turn and go to a stereo like this. Mom, what did you say? You know what I mean? And I'm like, no idea. No clue what I said, except I'm glad it entertained you.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Children are happy. We move on. Understand it or not, if they're happy.
They're happy. I'm happy.
There
Good.
you go. There you go. Miss Janice,
Mm.
is there any particular store that you could just very happily get lost in and never reappear?
Well, now my little bougie self is showing because I have never been in one because I order everything online. I'm ridiculous. But I love me a Johnny Was top. The Johnny Was blouses. They're ridiculously priced, and I wait for them to go to on sale. I can't justify that kind of a cost for a top. It's ridiculous. But if you just said unlimited, go roam the stores, I would be in the Johnny Was shop or a really high end jewelry store because I sparkly emeralds, diamonds, pink sapphires. Again, can't justify the price, don't own them, don't buy them. But oh man, are they pretty?
Fun to go shopping. And that's my favorite color, sparkly.
Sparkly, exactly.
My
It can
favorite
come
color,
in any kind of color. Pink,
sparkly.
pink sapphires. My favorite is emerald. And of course, my husband, because he's a seriously wise man, did propose to me with an emerald. And I was like, okay, well, yes. I mean, you've got an emerald, buddy. Yes.
Smart man, smart man.
Very
Miss
smart.
Janice, do you happen to remember? I know it was just last week, but your first job and your first paycheck. What did you spend your first paycheck on?
Now you're really pushing my very, very first job. This is going to really pull me back. Was as a telephone operator at a switchboard, not like a public one, but a private switchboard, which they I don't even think they have them now. And I was supposed to be 16 to legally be able to work, but I was actually 14. And I was saving my money to travel. I love and still love and always have loved the world, seeing the world, all the cultures, all the people, all the languages, all the food, all the sites, the history, the ruins, the modern, everything. I love seeing the world. And I've been that way since I was little. And I come from a family that is not that way. My dad, born in San Francisco, his biggest idea of a trip was let's go to Ukiah, which is Northern California, in the boondocks. That was a big extravaganza. And that was not me. I, from the get-go, wanted to go and see everything. I actually think that's what makes me a good neutral. I want to know, understand, and see and experience everything. If I wasn't a neutral, I think I'd be a private detective because I am that nosy. I want to know everything. I love to know everything. And so my very first paycheck was basically saved and hoarded until I had enough to do trips. And then there was no stopping me.
Good for you. You're a curious cat, and I respect it.
Love
I
it.
respect it. Miss Janice, what is the the oldest piece of technology that you own that you still use?
Well, I don't have a landline. I don't have a fax. I mean, I don't think this is what you meant, but light bulbs. I mean, I still have electricity, sometimes. Um, hmm,
You have an
what-
old stand mixer, an old Hoover,
hmm,
other kinds of technology.
hmm.
No, you're au courant on everything.
Well, I mean, I have like the Cuisinart and I have, all of that kind of stuff. I even have a little espresso machine I got as a present. Love it. Love it. Addicted. Um, I don't have a lot of old stuff. I mean, when my kids were in high school and begged and begged and begged for a phone. In fact, all their friends had phones in grade school, and I was like, I got them phones just so that because they made the argument, well, what if there's an emergency? I need to reach you. So I got them phones and I got them flip phones, and they just wanted to shoot me. They meant, phone, like a real phone, the interactive phone. And I'm like, here's a phone. Mom, that's not a phone. Yeah, it is. If you have an emergency, all you got to do is press my number. Here, let me program it in for you.
You're such a mean mom.
I
Oh,
know. To this day, they consider was depriving them. They weren't
you,
allowed to watch TV. They weren't allowed, and this is when they were littler, weren't allowed to watch TV, weren't allowed to have, the iPhones and the Samsungs and all these guys, the Androids and the whatevers. They couldn't have any. All their friends had that.
but now in retrospect, of course, they know that you made the right decision. So
Oh
good
no,
for
they still say I deprived them. No, no, no,
you.
no.
Still not forgiven.
No, I'm not forgiven. And you know what? Inside in my heart, my idea is if that was your biggest challenge and deprivation in life, you are so spoiled and lucky and blessed that I got nothing to complain about.
First world problems, man.
Totally.
All right.
Totally.
Well, Miss Janice, I will ask you the same question that I ask every guest on the Idle Chat series, and that is, tell me what you love most about the work that we do as neutrals, or that's inspirational or motivational, or give me
Hmm.
the spill some tea, Miss Janice. What do you got?
Hmm. Problem solving. I love puzzles. I love figuring out the law. I love problem solving. And what I have found is, especially in mediation and in arbitration, most cases don't come to me if there's a straightforward answer, right? They would have settled. I mean, if there was a clear answer, they would have settled. And so what comes to me is ultimately somebody is going to, win or prevail, but there are good, strong arguments on both sides, or they wouldn't be in front of me. And so trying to figure out, given the weighing and the balancing of the different interests, the different arguments, the different legal points, trying to figure out both what is the legally best answer, the one that furthers jurisprudence and makes the most sense. I love it. I love what I do. I help
Well, we're
people
lucky.
solve problems.
Yeah, and we're lucky that we have you in the industry helping all of our neighbors and family members and business owners, and helping us get through the hard stuff. If somebody wants to learn more about you or what you do or how you do it, what's the best way for them to find you?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, with all my modern technology, no. Probably emailing me directly. My email is Janice, Janice, Sperow, same as my last name, Sperow, at SperoADR.com. SperoADR.com. I am on LinkedIn. Just search for my name. You can find me there. I do have a website, www.speroadr.com. So it's almost hard to avoid me, frankly, if you're in this industry. I you can, just search my name and you'll find me. There's not a lot of us out there, but
All right.
please do reach out. I love helping if I can.
All right. We'll encourage people to do the good old fashioned Google and go find Janice. Janice, you curious cat, thank you so much for joining me for an idle chat. It's so nice talking to you always, no matter what we're talking about.
You're the best. Thank you, Natalie, for including me. I really appreciate it.